I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
After weeks of chaos and turmoil, Liz Truss calls it a day. She becomes the shortest-serving Prime Minister in British history. Just 6 weeks after her appointment by Her Majesty the Queen, Liz Truss becomes a victim of her own failure to command confidence at Westminster and beyond. Tonight, the talk at Westminster is of potential successors and whether the Conservatives can find a person capable of repairing the damage.
2022, the year of 3 Prime Ministers at least. After an astonishing decade in British politics, another unprecedented moment.
As the news came in, we asked voters for their impressions of the latest events at Westminster.
It just needs stabilising, needs sorting out and moving forward.
I wouldn't vote Conservative now, no.
Why not?
Because I don't feel we can trust them.
The likely candidates include some very familiar faces, but Labour says yet another change of Prime Minister should trigger a general election.
The public are entitled to have their say, and that's why there should be a general election.
We'll have all the news and analysis of the Prime Minister's resignation. Also on this extended edition of BBC News at 10. People who work with children and don't report allegations of sexual abuse should be prosecuted, according to the long-awaited findings of an independent inquiry.
On BBC London, reaction from the borough where Liz Truss started in politics. We'll be live tonight in Greenwich and we'll be finding out what the political turmoil means for Londoners.
Good evening. After 6 weeks of chaos and upheaval, Liz Truss has resigned as Conservative leader, ensuring a place in the record books as the shortest-serving Prime Minister in British history. The breaking point for many Conservative MPs came yesterday, with the sudden resignation of the Home Secretary and then the shambolic arrangements for a key vote in the House of Commons. Liz Truss had struggled to impose her authority since the tax-cutting mini-budget, most of which has now been abandoned. There will now be an accelerated leadership election. It's meant to be completed by a week tomorrow, and the aim is clearly to limit the number of candidates. Any MP wishing to stand will need to get 100 of their fellow Conservative MPs to nominate them. We start tonight with our political editor, Chris Mason, in Downing Street.
Liz Truss as Prime Minister, the steepest, shortest and fastest roller coaster in British political history. She triumphed, reaching the very top of British politics, but crashes out faster than any of her predecessors in British history. And she bequeaths a party and a country in chaos. There is no more important moment in British politics when you can't answer the question, who will be our Prime Minister in a fortnight? Tonight, we have one of those moments, yet again.